So I've literally been waiting weeks for this and it has finally arrived. Let me show you. Let me show you. Do the table. Look at this. It's my weighted vest. This is going to transform my workouts hopefully. So the way it works is, obviously it doesn't weigh anything now, I'm pretty pointless weighted vest, but you've got these little pockets on it that open up. And you put you can get either like steel bars that go in there, or what I'm gonna do, which is the cheaper way, so bit of consumer advice to you at the same time, is I have got sand and I'm gonna wrap it up in like little sandwich bags and then put it in here. So that is obviously gonna be a lot cheaper. The steel bars are like £1 each, so like $1 something, or whatever currency it is, whatever the exchange rate would be. But yeah, so it's like £1. So if I wanted to, and they weigh less than a gram, so you'd have to buy a lot. It would just be expensive if you wanted to weigh 20 kilograms. Anyway, it's cheaper to put sand in it. Simple as that. But here it is, it's arrived. I'm going to use this for pull-ups, for push-ups, for all the bodyweight stuff that I want to make harder. And this is a hell of a lot cheaper than a gym membership. I'm not against people going to the gym, just remember that I'm not against people going to the gym. It's just that if you can get just as good results from mastering your body and utilising a small amount of equipment, then you can do it whilst travelling, you can fit it around work easier. It's just, it makes sense, okay? Right, I bored you now. It's arrived. I can't remember what order I've edited this in now, so just on to the next scene. A lot to get through today. I'm going to try something new, which hopefully I will be able to do, and it'll be good to watch. Just make myself a green tea, and then I'll sit down and get started and let you know what's in store. So let's get going. So good morning, welcome to the video, and for the scratching, ow, for the first time in a while, it is boiling hot in England, and you don't often get to say that. It is normally freezing cold, but I'm outside in a vest and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. Not important. Anyway, first things first, I've had a haircut. Some of you may care, some of you may not care. I haven't styled it yet, but it's more manageable than the mess that it was before. And what else did I want to update you on? But today something cool is going to happen. Because the gyms are now open, I'm going to go and attempt to do a muscle up, which I haven't done in a while. Now, you're probably thinking, well, you were saying you're going to do all these home workouts and you've got a bar there, why are you not doing the muscle up at home? The reason is because the bar that you can see behind me there isn't very stable. It should be screwed into the ground, and therefore when you try to get the momentum in order to do a muscle up, I think it's just going to tip over and it's probably going to end badly. But the gyms are now open, so I'm going to go and I'm going to attempt a muscle up. Now, I have done a muscle up in the past. I think the most I've done is like 5 or 6 in a row. The form wasn't the best. There was a bit of kipping, a little bit of cheating, but both elbows did go over the bar at the same time. It wasn't like I got one arm over and then the other one over. It actually was proper muscle ups. In fact, it's on my Instagram if you want to go and check it out. Instagram will be on the screen. Good plug there, great plug. So that is what I'm going to attempt today. It could go really well, or it could be embarrassing. Probably the latter. Anyway, what else have I got going on today for you? So, short intro this morning. Not going to boringly talk to you as I normally do at the start of these videos. Going to get my green tea or pond water down me. Then going to get myself changed. I'm just going to head straight to the gym. Let's get this going. Let's get it started. Let's see if I can do it. At the moment, I'm able to do let's say 20 pull-ups, which I know it's a slightly different skill, but that's a good thing to be able to do in order to do the muscle up. The dip part is actually the easy part, I think anyway. Then the pull-up part also is the easy part because I can do several. It is the transition bit that's difficult. So let's just see how it goes. If I can't do it, then I'll work out how to do it and we'll eventually get there, and I'll show you how we're going to get there. But today I'm going to attempt it. Stop talking, Tom. Let's get changed and get see you there. Right, we're just getting ready to go. I've run out of pre-workout, so what I've done is I've made myself a strong coffee. You could obviously use an drink or something, but I've put just 2 teaspoons of coffee. I could put sugar in, but try and stay lean, aren't we? There's that. Then also I'm doing bodyweight stuff, so I'll go in the lightest trainers that I have just to make it that little bit easier. Probably won't make a huge difference. And then the final thing is you've got to get some tunes on the go to get you in that right state of mind. I'd play the tunes that I'm playing, but I'd then get a copyright strike, and all 3 of the people that watch my videos would be annoyed that there's no more videos. So I don't know why I've shared this bit. Anyway, I'm gonna head to the gym. Right, I'm here, I've arrived, coffee, I can feel it's kicking in, and yeah, what I wanted to do is just explain the series of events that's going to happen there, because if I'm honest, I don't really have the confidence to record myself out in public yet. I just feel a bit uncomfortable with it, so I'm going to talk to you now before going to the gym and then just record the workout. So, going to do a warm up on the bike, I believe, depending on what's free, given all this social distancing stuff, and then I'm going to do some like activation work, get my shoulders working, get my lats activated, you know, just some dynamic stretch and all that sort of thing. And then I'm going to get straight into attempting the muscle up when my energy is at its highest. So any new skill that you're trying to learn, make sure that you do it at the beginning of your workout when you've got most energy, because if you do it at the end when you're fatigued, you're probably not going to be able to do it, and you're also going to be more likely to injure yourself because you're trying something new and your body is just fatigued. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to go into a normal pull session after that, which would be typically pull-ups, chin-ups, rows on the ring rows, row rings, all that sort of thing. You know, you've seen the workouts before. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Going to go in there now, get this workout done, and hopefully hit a muscle up. If I can't do the muscle up, I am going to document the journey of me being able to do the muscle up. I should be able to at least get one, but we'll see. Let's go in there. Nailed it, love it. So yeah, still hot and sweaty from the workout, but I did it. I wasn't expecting to do as many as that. I thought I was going to get one, but what can I say? I did it. So what I'm going to do now is have something to eat, have a shower, and then I'm going to review the footage and go through how I did it, so the tips that I can give you, because I'm no expert at this, but there is a few things that I have done which has allowed me to get my first muscle up and so on. So if you're impressed that I did it and would love to do a muscle up, give the video a thumbs up, and if you're this far and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button. But yeah, gonna go and get myself sorted, have something to eat, and then I'll review the footage and explain the mastery. Not really mastery, but you know, behind. Right, all showered, ready to review the footage with you. So I did it. I did a muscle up. I mean, I've done them before, so I wasn't that amazed by the fact that I could still do it. I haven't done it in a while though, and as you know, getting back into this sort of body weight training from now on in. So it's a skill that is, I mean, it looks good for a start, and it's actually a very good exercise. You have to make sure that your shoulders are mobile enough to do it. But if you can do it, then it's obviously a great exercise to be able to do. So what I wanted to do is review the footage with you now. And I'm going to explain, well, I'm going to give some tips really. I'm going to give 4 tips on how you can master any skill, any body weight skill, should we say, in the gym. And I'm just going to use the muscle up that I've just performed to kind of exercise my point. So first thing, before I show the footage, first thing that you need to be able to do is be able to do the basics. So for example, with the muscle up, you need to be able to do pull-ups first. There is no point in being able to, or in trying to do the muscle up if you can't even do a pull-up. You know, you need to make sure that you have got the foundations to try these skills. Similar to a handstand, you want to be able to make sure that you can at least hold your body weight up with your feet against the wall before you attempt to try and hold a handstand. So you need to make sure you get the basics right. That then brings me on to my second point, which is that you need to break the skill down into smaller parts. So there's no point in just trying to attempt to do the movement straight away. You need to understand the points which you can and can't do, so you can identify your weaknesses, and then that will help you to work on those and then eventually bring it all together and be able to do the movement. So if we look at the muscle up, right? So before, what I struggled with was the transition, and there was a few things that I identified that I needed to do. So first of all, when you look at me doing the muscle up, you'll see that I do not have the bar in my fingers. So I don't grip the bar so that it's being held by my fingers, which I used to do, and therefore I struggled to do the transition. So what I do is, I haven't quite mastered the false grip, but you want to do similar to a false grip, which is where the bar sort of sits in your palm more than your fingers. So how that's going to help is that when you pull yourself up to this point here, you are able to transition and throw your chest over onto the bar, and then the next bit should be fairly easy with the press. So you want to make sure that you've got the bar in your palm of your hand so that you can get that transition properly and use your wrists a lot more. Now the other thing as well that I did that I struggled with was understanding that you're not going straight up and down when doing the muscle up. What you're actually doing is kind of curving round. So if you notice, when I'm doing the muscle up, my feet come forward ever so slightly first, and then I sort of pull myself backwards and upwards at the same time. If I'm just going to go down and upwards, I won't be able to get my elbows over and my chest on top of the bar, which you're going to need to do in order to do that muscle up. So it's very difficult if you haven't got that arch, so you do need to come forward ever so slightly. I mean, even when you see people doing a slow muscle up, they'll obviously have a very good false grip, so you'll see that the hands will be on the bar like this, and they will come forward ever so slightly to get that arc and that angle that's needed in order to do it. So it's not necessarily just brute force of being able to lift yourself up higher than the bar, it is the angle as well at which you attack it that is going to help. The other thing as well, which you need to make sure you do, is set it up properly. And what I mean by that is, if you look at what I did, I had a step there in order for me to be able to get my hands and grip sorted first, the width as well as everything was deliberate. I didn't just jump up, grab the bar and then go for it. I put my hands where I needed them to be, made sure I was comfortable, slowly lowered myself into it, and then went into doing the muscle up. I would recommend you definitely do that and set it up correctly. Just take your time. In future, as like with me, I'm sure I'll be able to just jump up, grab the bar and do a muscle up if I continue doing it, of course. But start off making sure that it is as easy for you as possible. So I mean, I joked around earlier and said that I wore light shoes. Probably doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but in my head I'm thinking, that's, you know, saving me half a kilogram or whatever it is. Just set yourself up and give yourself the best chance of success, and then you can just make it harder from there and be more fluid and quicker. But just try to get that movement sorted and everything deliberate and perfect so that you are in the best position to actually execute it. You'll notice that I went into the movement, and when I couldn't do any more muscle ups, I then finished off by doing pull-ups. Now, I shouldn't have done that. I did it because I had the energy and I wanted to get a good pull session in, right? I wanted to do a good back workout. And really, if you're learning a new skill, you want to give it as much focus, attention and effort and energy as possible. So what I should have done was, when I couldn't do any more muscle ups, is I should stop, rest, and then try it again when I've got more energy. Because me finishing off with pull-ups was burning me out, utilizing all my energy, so therefore the next set was going to be harder because I didn't have as much energy to go for it. So don't do the mistake that I did. I got carried away, got excited, and felt like I should just finish the set with doing some pull-ups, and I should not have done that. So when you're trying to learn something new, make sure you give it your full attention, and then worry about sort of the muscle building aspect and all that sort of thing later on. Just get the skill nailed first, and then you can build on top of that in terms of, you know, making it more beneficial for your physique. So those are my 4 tips really. I know I kind of just spoke at you in one go, but the 4 tips are: get the basics right. Make sure that you have the foundation in order to be able to do the skill. Second point will be to identify or break it down into smaller portions and identify your weak areas in which you need to work on to then bring it all together. Third point was to be giving it your full energy and attention. Make sure that you are focused and don't waste any other energy and focus on, you know, what I did, and I did extra pull-ups which I shouldn't have done. And then the 4th point is to not, what was the 4th point? I've got it written down here. Well, don't burn out. I don't know now. I've lost what points were. Do the basics, identify the areas and break it down into smaller portions, give it your full effort and energy, and don't burn yourself out. That was it. Okay, alright, well, hopefully you found that useful. So, there you go. I'm going to end the video here because I have talked a hell of a lot and you're probably bored by now. But if you're not bored, please consider hitting that subscribe button. The more the merrier, and I can then continue making these videos for you. So please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will then see you in the next one. Bye.